I rely on my perception, and my
Me
perception
too.
is very clear that I'm not seeing any curves anywhere.
Well,
And
then your
somebody will.
perceptions are flawed, or you don't know what you're looking at.
I do know where I'm looking, and my perceptions are not flawed.
No, they certainly. Well, yeah, I mean, your eyes probably work fine. It's probably just a processing error. So, you ever been to the ocean?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is there a horizon?
Um, I don't know what you mean.
There's a
Because
horizon at
whenever
the ocean. Why is that?
yeah, so I mean, like the ships get smaller, if that's what
No,
you
I didn't
mean.
ask you any questions about ships. I asked you about the horizon.
I'm denying that I even see a horizon. So, I mean,
You don't think that the sky and the water appear to converge at a sharp line.
yeah. I mean, this is just confusion,
It's,
misunderstanding.
yes, you are, but that does actually happen, and there are things that are behind the horizon where we can only see parts of them. Now, that's exactly what you would expect if the Earth is curved. That can't happen if the Earth is flat.
Again, you're working on a false premise.
No,
No, there's no point on Earth you will go to that will somehow just make the water connect with outer space or the sky or something. That's not how it works.
are you trying to tell
Like
me
not
that
even.
the horizon is, in a way, an optical illusion?
That is precisely what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. The existence of the horizon completely negates the Earth being flat.
But it doesn't exist. That's kind of the point I'm making here.
You wouldn't be able to observe a false horizon if the Earth were flat. You could not do it. It's not possible.
Okay, I mean, you're just making up rules now. Why
I can
wouldn't I be
explain
able
it to you. It's actually really easy to do.
Go ahead.
If the Earth is flat and I go on top of the Empire State Building, why can't I see the Eiffel Tower?
Again, it's because like the air isn't clear.
Exactly. So the atmosphere scatters light. So you can't just see forever and ever and ever and ever. Eventually, it's like when you look down into the water. You can see stuff that's a few inches, maybe a few feet, depending on how clear the water is. But you can't see the bottom of the ocean. For the same reason, you can't see the Eiffel Tower from New York City, right? Now, that also applies to the ground. So, if the Earth were flat, the flat ground below you would extend out past your ability to be able to see it. That's not what happens. What would happen if that were the case? When you look at very distant mountains, for example, they're not blurry, but they're, I don't want to say it. It's like they're fading away because of the atmospheric scattering. Does the surface
Well,
of the
they're not
water do
fading
that?
away, they're
No, it
small.
never does that. Instead, what happens is there's a very sharp line where the water and the sky meet. Now, sometimes because of temperature differences between the water and the sky, you can get that little mirage effect. But the existence of that sharp horizon absolutely precludes the Earth being flat. Instead, always, 100% of the time, every single time you would try to look at the horizon on the ocean, you wouldn't be able to see it. It would fade out, just like distant mountains and whatever fade out.
Dude, this is just like a bunch of nothing here. Because
That's very interesting. So, it's really obvious that you're a troll. So, what do you want to talk about next?
I mean, you could believe that, but well, the other one is
Right, because
you know,
people who actually think the Earth is flat, they do a lot of this nah stuff that you're doing, but they do actually try to form a defense. All you said was, that's a whole bunch of nonsense. You had no response. Prove that you're not a troll.
Well, I could only speak for myself, and I know myself.
Still waiting.
Like I said, I'm not a troll.
I'm literally still waiting.
I just told you. The only way
No, I said prove it, not claim it.
No, there's no way I could prove it.
Yeah, there actually is. You could demonstrate. Well, a troll wouldn't do these kinds of things. So go ahead, Pumpkin.
Well, a troll would be trolling, but I'm not trolling. What the fuck?
I'm literally still waiting.
Dude, okay, let's just move on from this.
10,
nothing I can
9, 8,
do.
7,
Okay, I don't know what you want.
6. You got 5 more seconds. It's plenty of time. 5, 4.
I don't
3.
know what you're looking for.
For you to prove you're not a troll.
I'm not.
Defend your beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is very simple, right? People get the idea.
Yeah, it's
of, like,
extremely simple. The atmosphere scatters light, so you wouldn't be able to see a horizon if the Earth were flat, but we do see a horizon. Therefore, the Earth is not flat. Deal with it.
This is a misunderstanding because,
Go ahead.
again, for people to even get the idea of this spherical Earth, they have to rely on the agencies like NASA, SpaceX, or like.
No, I literally don't. All I have to do is say, gee, if the Earth were curved, there would be a horizon, and there is a horizon. I have evidence. You don't.
So you're
Explain the existence of the
understand?
horizon.
Yeah, I mean, this is you conflating your own like.
Explain the existence of the horizon.
Again, the horizon, it just perception can be deceiving.
Yeah, and if the Earth were flat, the perception would be it would fade into the atmosphere. Does it do that? No.
Yes, it does fade into.
It's literally never done that except when it's foggy out and visibility is less than the distance to the horizon.
Oh, when you see things moving away. Okay.
Explain why we see a horizon.
I don't see the horizon like.
Yes, you do. You see a horizon. Explain why. Explain why the water does not fade into the atmosphere.
It eventually does.
No, it literally doesn't. Explain why it doesn't do that.
You're asking me like to. This is like the basics.
Yeah, and you can't do it. Chat, it can't do the basics. It can see the basics, but it can't do the basics. Explain to me why the water doesn't fade into the atmosphere.
The further it gets, it does do that.
It literally doesn't do that ever, unless it's foggy and the visibility is less than the distance to the horizon.
So the water doesn't fade out. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
ChatGPT?
Yeah. If you type it into ChatGPT. Chat, is it still there?
Yeah, see? I looked it up. It doesn't fade out in the classical sense, but oh my God.
How come it doesn't fade into the atmosphere?
It's not as clear as the water that is close.
How come it doesn't fade into the atmosphere?
It is fading.
It literally isn't fading into the atmosphere. There's literally a sharp line between the water and the sky. So why is it not fading into the atmosphere?
Then tell me why it stops.
Because of the curvature of the Earth. Tell me why the water doesn't fade into the atmosphere.
Again, you're seeing a bunch. Oh my God.
Oh, you're false god. Yeah. Why doesn't it fade into the atmosphere?
From the way I'm seeing it. No, I mean,
do you get off on being made an idiot? Is that why we're doing this?
I don't know why you're so frustrated. You asked for a conversation. I'm here for a conversation. What the fuck?
Why? In addition to autographed copies of both my books and, of course, Spanky, I'm excited to announce that I now have stickers, tumblers, apparel, and more on my store. Take Spanky, the God-defeating penguin, and can you put that into a logical syllogism with you wherever you go now?
I just want to ask you a couple questions just to see if you know these people, because I know atheists usually don't because they're dumb. But you know who Albert Pike is?
No, I've never heard of one of the 8 billion people on this planet. I guess I'm pretty stupid.
Okay, you don't know Albert Pike. Do you know who Carl Jung is?
Carl Jung? Jung?
Yeah.
The sociologist?
Yes.
Yeah, I know of him. I've never read any of his works.
Okay, well, he believes in God, so that's just funny.
Okay.
And
Have you ever heard of Albert Einstein? He doesn't.
yeah, but he married
he's
his
dead.
cousin, so
Okay.
but
Who did Adam and Eve's children fuck?
I
Each
don't
other?
know.
Okay. Next.
But my point, I want to start with flat Earth because that leads to God pretty much. I would say it's one of the major points.
You actually do you think the Earth is flat? Then I assume.
I know it is.
What do you mean by that? What does it mean to know something?
Okay, give me 30 seconds. I'll tell you what Earth is. Earth is a flat, motionless plane with a firmament
False,
above,
false,
separating
false,
the waters from above,
false,
from the waters below.
false,
And the sun and moon are local.
false.
And the sun and moon are both powered wirelessly
false,
with the electromagnetic field, the ether.
False. Not you didn't get a single thing right, except that there are waters below. I think we call it the ocean, but you didn't get a single thing right. That's actually incredible. So, what evidence of this do you have?
Okay, for the firmament, I guess the dome, the glass dome.
What evidence of a glass dome do you have?
Okay, not only do we have NASA, which does...
I didn't ask you a question about NASA. I asked you what evidence of a glass dome that you have.
You can't overtalk me like these other people, bro. You gotta let me finish.
The hilarious thing is that I can 100% do that. So you're wrong again. I can 100% do that. Okay, what evidence of a glass dome do you have?
Yeah, we have rainbows and sundogs, and we also have NASA.
You can create a rainbow. You can create a rainbow in your front yard with a hose. We know about how light is diffracted, refracted. I always forget through water in the atmosphere. So it's not caused by a dome.
Sundogs also reflect the firmament.
Sundogs are made from ice crystals. So again, you can make a rainbow in your front or backyard or side yard if you're if you're rich and you have a side yard. You could create a rainbow with the water. So the existence of rainbows is not exclusive or whatever to a glass dome. It's not at all.
You understand NASA has Operation Fishbowl Dominic 1962, which is them talking about the firmament.
No, I actually don't understand that. But anyways, what evidence of a glass dome do you have? Go on. Wait, NASA is not a space agency, and they're Freemasons, and they lie about everything. So your evidence of a dome comes from the liars and deceivers. So you get your information from Satan. Okay, so there is no glass dome because your information about your glass dome comes from not a space agency, satanic, Freemason, devil worshippers who are trying to steer us away from God. Okay, so... No, NASA is not a Hebrew word that means deceive. That word is nashah. And it's more accurately beguile.
It's literally
but NASA is an acronym. It's not a word. And also nashah, like you do realize that in Hebrew, they don't use English letters, right? You didn't realize that? Ancient Hebrew does not use English letters. So nobody in ancient Hebrew ever wrote NASA. They never did that. Nashah is I think it's called a transliteration or whatever. It's just how best approximately you write it in English letters to transliterate what the squiggles of the ancient Hebrew refer to or what it means. But the S has an accent on top because it's actually an SH sound. I'm actually not going to do that. And I'm going to turn off your camera. How about that?
Yeah,
so anyways,
I hope you get
nashah is a Hebrew word that means to beguile or deceive. So it's not NASA. It's not spelled NASA. NASA also isn't a word. It's an acronym. So you still have only got one thing correct, which is that there is water.
You take the COVID vaccine, you're retarded. You won't even let...
That's very interesting. Why do you resort to slurs like that when you get proven wrong? Is it because you're insecure in your beliefs?
You can't mute in real life. You cannot mute in real life, so...
No, in real life, I'd probably just kick you in the kneecap and make your leg bend the other way like an ostrich.
Hail Hitler.
Average conservative Christian flat earther.